Pod Chef. Pod Chef. Pod Chef. Pod Chef. You're listening to Pod Chef. When I say pod, y'all say chef. Pod Chef. You listening to Pod Chef. It's a podcast about Top Chef, and that's a broadcast. It's on TV, and you can watch it. They got 19 seasons, that's a lot, kid. But you can skip those. We do recaps about the whole show. Not the food, though, but the other stuff. Yeah. You're now listening to Pod Chef, the only official podcast about the TV show Top Chef, with your hosts, Jamal, Brian, and Reeves. And I only said their first names because I don't know everyone's last name, and I'm trying to be polite. Now enjoy the show.
Okay, so I found out yesterday that Mercury's in retrograde. Did you know that, Brian?
I did not, but one time when I was in high school, this kid who lived down the street from me, who eventually married my cousin, got on the bus, and he had in his hand this like silvery ball of liquid that would always stay a ball.
Mercury.
And he would move it around, and he'd be like, look at this cool thing that I found. And everyone touched it, and I did not touch it because I was a scared little kid.
It was Mercury.
We didn't know that, but yeah, that was Mercury. Yeah, that's what it was. He's playing with his hand.
He was carrying around Mercury.
Sure was.
Does he have any cancers right now?
I don't think so. He's got 3 kids. I think they're okay.
He lucked out.
Yeah.
He lucked out. So some of you are like, I don't hear Jonathan. I don't hear the new guest host that you hired last week. Well, I did hire him after last week's episode, and then I said, hey, Jonathan, let's go get something to eat. We went to a restaurant. It was a Thai food restaurant, and I said,
okay, what was the pun?
What?
Most Thai restaurants have pun names. What was this one?
It was called Bow Tie.
Yeah, okay, great.
So I went to Bow Tie, and I said out loud while we were looking at the menus, Pad CU looks good. And then he did a big, and I was like, if you want it, I'll order something else. He said, forget it. So he felt like he had to order something else. And then he did order something else. He ordered the drunken noodle. Mm-hmm. And then I remember your story about drunken noodles. And I said, you know what? That sounds good. Mm-hmm. So we ended up ordering the same thing. We got into a big fight. And I said, you know what? I don't think we can do the podcast together. So he was fired. So this week it is welcome back to Pod Chef, the official Top Chef podcast. I'm your host, Jamal. With me this week, we have a new guest host, as I'm still searching for that number 2. We have a new guest host, and the guest this week is Charlie Visconage. Say what's up.
What up?
Returning guest.
Yeah, returning guest.
Now host.
He's now co-host. He's now second mic.
It's pretty exciting. It's a big responsibility.
It is. You do kind of have to carry the show whenever I pass out. And that can happen sometimes.
Well, it's because you for whatever reason your pre-game setup for this is that you play the pass out game where you get in the corner, you put your head down, you take big deep breaths, and you have someone push on your chest while you cross your arms.
Yeah, and then I do pass out very quickly.
You win the game most of the time,
almost automatically.
I'd say you're the best at it.
Thank you. I'm very good at it. But it does not come in handy when we're actually trying to record.
No, it's bad for the recording.
Yeah, kind of challenging.
So, Charlie, right off the bat, we have to do some business because we got a voicemail from Reeves.
From the voicemail box that Reeves set up.
Yeah, the voicemail box that Reeves set up. We got a voicemail. And
because as people know, Reeves is on a walkabout.
He's on a walkabout with
Tom Colicchio. And I tried following the GPS. He said he was going to carry a GPS tracker with us.
It's so
hard. It looks like they're in the ocean.
Dude, it's so hard to follow.
Like, it looks like they're in the ocean, right?
Yeah.
Like, in the middle of the ocean.
The middle of the ocean.
Do you think they might have left the GPS tracker, on a boat to throw you guys off?
I'm worried they got ate by a whale.
Ooh. Yeah. You know what I'm going to start doing then? I'm going to track it based on, the patterns it's doing in the ocean. And if it's doing migratory patterns, I'm going to, sync that up with what kind of whale in that area would be doing those migrations.
That's smart.
And we might have a Jonah in the whale situation going on.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry, giant fish.
At least we know that it's safe in there. We know that you are able to live in a whale.
Yeah. forever, basically.
Pinocchio did it.
Yep.
Jonah did it.
Yep.
Who else has done it?
We need a third. We need a fucking third.
Who else lived in a whale? Well, there was that summer that I did study abroad, and it was gonna be in a whale.
But you had a whale of a time, right?
But I had a whale of a time, and I didn't get inside the whale because politics and nepotism and stuff like that. And I ended up having to stay on the back of an elephant for 4 months. Hot. Bumpy and hot, and not as wet as I wanted it to be.
Can we talk about something? The back of an elephant is not built for people to ride on. It's just not.
Yeah.
It's bumpy. It's lumbering. It's like
leathery.
The skin. Like these. I know it's hair to the elephant. It's hair, but to me, it's like cacti prickles, and I'm like, what are these things? It's just not meant. You're just not meant to be riding on that animal. And I mean, a fall from there. You'll
break your neck.
Break your neck.
There are a few animals that are meant for riding: horse, camel, dolphin,
man
for sure. We are built. We are built for travel.
Like a rock.
We got these things. These arms hold the legs.
Hold the legs.
Your arms hold the throat. Yeah. Boy, oh boy.
Put my arms straight out and start running like anime.
Yep.
Yeah. Top speed.
We're built for it.
All right, let's get into this voicemail.
Let's hear it.
All right, here we go.
Hey guys, it's me. It's the third amigo. I wanted to give you a quick update on the walkabout, but I don't have a lot of time before I get back to Tom.
Yes.
This has been an absolute disaster. He is not cut out to be doing something like this. He's not prepared at all. I mean, really all I'm doing here is just taking care of him and making sure he doesn't do anything to accidentally kill himself. As soon as we landed, he tried to take off his clothes. When the plane landed, flight attendant said, "You have arrived in Sydney." He took off his shirt, tried to take off his pants. He was stopped, obviously. This has happened multiple times. He's stopped by, security, taxi drivers, anyone, kangaroos, lots of different types of people that have stopped him before we got to a place where he could take off his clothes. I am fully clothed. He's never once asked me to do it, which I'm not going to. He also said this was supposed to be off the grid. I have my computer, my phone, everything on me. But it seems like it's just something for him. He constantly wants to prove that he doesn't have anything on him. So he shows me his butt just to prove that he doesn't have anything hidden anywhere. It's clear he does it. And he's done it multiple times. So I don't know, some weird power move of some kind that I don't understand. He's also extremely dehydrated. I keep giving him some water that I brought. He spits it out, says it needs salt, and his way of giving it seasoning is to pee in it. That's just dehydrating him more, and it's disgusting. Every time I'm drinking water, he's like, "You want a little salt in that?" And he's ready to pee, if you know what I mean. Anyway, I got to get back to him now. I'm supposed to be out hunting for stuff. I brought lots of food. I have tons of trail mix, but he wants me to go after animals because he says he can't do it because they're going to bite his ding-a-ling off if he does. Anyway, I hope the podcast is going well. I'll give you updates as I can. Bye, guys.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
I'm happy that, the amigo is okay.
Yes.
I am happy about that, but I had a feeling. This may have been why the tracker is in the ocean. If he's been taking off his clothes.
Yeah.
Like immediately, it may have flung off.
Yep.
At some point.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Well, I'm glad that Reeves is there. It sounds like if Reeves wasn't there, Tom would be dead.
Yeah, Tom would be out.
Yeah.
And then who would pay us to do this podcast?
Yeah, it would be a huge problem. This is why you gotta send an amigo on a trip like this.
Yes. I did notice in this episode that we watched for today's show. Now I'm not going to talk about it yet, but there wasn't a lot of Tom. So do you think maybe he was, with Reeves taking some breaks on this sort of dehydration journey?
I'm pretty sure that's exactly what it was. He was like, we didn't see him show up, and he was like out of breath, and he was like, "Oh God,
all of his skin just
Yeah.
looked very
Sunburn.
fucked up.
They quickly gave him Amber Heard's makeup kit to make him look lively, and then said, "Drink this." And he sat down. He said, "Wear white so it balances off your skin." And so that's what he did, and that's probably why his when he talked to the chefs, it was very quick.
Yeah,
He was like, I only have enough. I've only had salty water today. I can't talk to them too long." So that's probably what's happening. But that's good that Reeves is okay. I mean, if he wasn't there, I'd feel bad. For
Yeah.
Tom.
Oh gosh. So Tom wants to be off the grid. He wants to be naked and afraid.
Mhm.
Reeves has lots of trail mix and
Mhm.
keeping his clothes on, and he got his laptop and his phone. I think they're going to be okay. Sounds like they're in Australia.
Now, here's my question. Do you
Yeah.
think Reeves actually has his clothes on, or he just wanted us to think? Because he
Okay.
really went out of his way to be
You're
like,
right.
I'm
He
not
really-
naked.
Yeah,
I
he really
swear.
made it a point to let us know that he wasn't naked.
And if you've ever hung out with Reeves, he overheats very quickly, and he's always like, "Oh gosh, man,
You
what
guys,
do you guys think? What do you guys? What's that phrase he always says? Do you think I can pop this and pop the nips?" That's what he says. He like takes his shirt off and he's like, "I'm gonna pop the nips real quick." He always says that, so I'm like, would he be actually against taking off his shirt and taking off his pants?
I don't know. That is adjacent to sex stuff, which always
Mhm.
seems to be sort of a trigger for him.
Yes, it is. So but maybe it's a trigger because he wants to control it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that might be it. Well, okay, that was good. I'm glad we got to hear from the amigo while he's on his
Yeah.
walkabout.
Sending love down under to our amigo.
Yep.
Three.
Hope
Danny.
you're doing well.
You sounded more like an old timey newspaper guy.
Hope
Hey,
you're doing
hey,
well.
man! Extra! Reeves on a
Reeves!
walkabout.
Yeah.
Doing well, Tom.
Uh,
Down under.
down under. Hope you're doing well.
Let us know about that tracker if you are, in fact, or if you were in a whale or not, or
Yeah. Please tell us if you're in a
just
whale.
let us know,
Please let us know
because I want to know what that's like, because it seemed pretty cool.
I want to know what their breath is like.
Probably
Does their
pretty
breath
bad.
stink? And if so, can you brush the teeth? I mean, it's a lot of teeth.
The
but can you brush it?
baleen.
Yeah,
The
can you
baleen.
brush the balines?
Can you
'Cause
brush the baleen?
Get yourself a crest hose in there or something.
Yeah, floss them.
So Charlie has
Beautiful,
since-
magical creatures. Just closest thing we have to dinosaurs.
Charlie is the guest host, and he's actually done a lot of prep work for today. So let's get into Charlie's thing.
Okay.
If you
For
remember,
those who don't remember, yeah, Charlie was here last time. Ladies,
yeah,
feel
tune
free to
in.
log off.
Tune in. Tune in now.
Listen. Now, while I thought about some sort of sex-related thing, since Reeves isn't here, the excitement factor just isn't there for me to
Okay.
push his little buttons or his, and by that we mean popping the nips. So
Yeah.
instead, my focus of potential torment today turns to Brian, my fellow biker boy,
Oh, yes, that's right.
Here we go.
because
Vroom, vroom, they say.
yes, I mentioned in passing when I was on last 6 to 8 months ago that I have a motorcycle.
Mhm.
And then you and I had a nice email exchange.
Yes,
Smash cut to now you have a bike
I do.
and a motorcycle license. Have you been riding much now that the weather's better?
No, I wrote it once.
All right. Hell yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
I need to do it more. Here's the thing: is that I want to be safe,
yep.
Mhm.
but I don't want to put on a big old coat
Mhm.
and jeans and boots. I just want to get on it with my shorts and my flip flops. I know that's not safe, so I don't do it. But I'll do it.
Yeah. My wife made fun of me last weekend when it was 97 degrees in DC and I threw all my gear on and I was immediately drenched in sweat to go ride. But
Yeah.
that is just one of the shitty trade-offs of the biker boy lifestyle. But today, for both Brian and Jamal, Jamal has no advantage. You have the advantage, Brian. That's what I
Okay.
mean to say.
Oh,
Is
boy.
I have a little motorcycle quiz. So
Ooh,
some of
okay.
these questions, Brian, these are going to be slam dunks for you,
Okay.
probably.
Yeah, I'm
Because
gonna
they're
mess up.
similar to the MSF questions that you did to get your license.
Yep.
Some of them are some advanced rider kind of questions. I've been riding a little bit longer, so I just want you to take your best guess, both of you. So I made a little motorcycle quiz. So the way this game is going to work is I'm going to say the question. They're all multiple choice.
Great.
When I'm finished, buzz in by saying your name. So whoever
Okay.
says it first has the first kind of brush at the question.
Okay.
Brian.
Yeah, but you would say Jamal.
Oh, right. Okay. Sorry.
Come on, Jamal.
Yeah.
And then if whoever buzzes in first gets it wrong, the other person gets a chance.
Steal a
Then we'll-
point.
Yep. Kind of go on from there. And each one I have a little sting that I got off of YouTube, a little musical sting that'll hopefully carry through. If not, I'll send it
Why
to
don't you try that now before we get everything?
Well, you can't do it now. It might ruin the sting setup.
Oh, is it a joke?
Yeah, it's like a little punchline.
Okay.
We'll try it on the first one, and if it loads into an ad, then we'll just say forget it, or I'll send them to whoever's editing the episode.
Are you just going to send YouTube links?
Yeah, but you can rip
God.
the.
I
You can
know
rip
I
the
can,
audio
but it's
off.
so much more work.
You
It's
can just.
so wonderful. I love that my second mic this week is giving Brian more work.
I'm flying to Vegas Sunday morning. I gotta.
Hey, well, I hope put it all on red, the color of blood. You know when you're dragged across the pavement. All right, let's get into this.
A little hint. If the question is what color's blood we read across the
Yeah,
pavement.
I should have written that one. God damn it! All right, question one.
Yes.
You're riding down a 50-mile-an-hour marked highway, and you're going 50 exactly, with a medium level of car traffic. What part of the lane makes you most visible to cars? Is it A, the left side of the lane, B, the middle of the lane, or C, the right side of the lane?
Brian,
Brian, go ahead.
Jamal.
left side of the lane.
I'm sorry, Brian, that's incorrect.
What? Near the median.
I'm gonna punt this to Jamal.
The middle.
The middle is correct. Sorry, Brian. This is, and now we could fudge it a little bit, but I think on the MSF curriculum it does always say middle is the most visible.
It
So-
seemed too obvious. It seemed like the obvious answer, so I said left.
I'm not very smart, so I would say for the rest of these questions, go obvious.
And
I
these
feel
are
like at a stoplight you're supposed to be towards the middle. Is that right?
It kind of depends. It depends on the flow of traffic, but I would
Okay.
say if there's a lot of traffic, middle is one of your best bets. But that's
Okay.
okay. But all I'm saying is your best advice is I'm not a smart guy. Go
Okay.
obvious for the rest
Okay.
of these questions.
All right.
Okay. Question 2.
Wait, where's the stinger?
Oh shit, that's right. All right, stinger for the first one.
Is it playing?
Yeah, are you all able to hear it?
we didn't hear it.
No.
Oh, I know why you can't hear it because of the headphones. That's why.
All right. Well,
It's
I'll
playing in
set-
your headphones.
all right. Well, too bad. It was like sex sound effects. I'll just describe them clumsily.
Yes, please. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. You
Dang
found
it.
those on YouTube?
Yeah, I typed in like coming sound effects. and
Good
there it was.
lord.
All right. Question 2. A friend is interested in learning to ride a motorcycle and asks if you could just let them sit on your motorcycle in the driveway. You're very nice, so you let them. They lose their balance, falling over and crushing their ankle, and damaging your bike to the tune of $800. The shifter and exhaust are bent up to the point of making it so you cannot ride safely. Plus, you bought steaks for everyone for dinner that won't be cooked now because they're rushing to the hospital. How much of the total cost do you passive-aggressively Venmo your friend while they're at the hospital getting 4 screws in their ankle? And I also want to add they don't have health insurance.
Mm.
All right, is the answer...
Jamal.
No, hold on, Jamal. I need to rattle off the questions here.
Okay.
The
This
answers
is
are
not-
probably jokes too, Jamal. Let him
This
go.
is not fill in the blanks. Well, how much of the... All right. Sorry, to repeat, how much of the total cost do you passive-aggressively Venmo your friend while they're at the hospital getting screws in their ankle? They also don't have health insurance. Is it A, the full 800? Is it B, 600? Is it C, look, man, you just owe me a beer, okay? LOL, but you're really upset with them.
Mm.
Or is it D, 400?
This is a Venmo request.
You're sending a request, yes.
Okay. Brian, the full thing. The full thing.
That's correct, Brian.
Yeah.
Of course.
Full
Hmm.
thing. Describe
Very
the sound
good.
for
So
us.
you will
Okay,
put
yeah.
the full request in for this, but not for the Xbox. Okay.
Just make it fake money. If you want to give me fake money, $800, that's fine too.
Okay, so this one was a bone cracking sound effect But I just want to read the top comment on this, which was by the person who made it. Remade this sound effect with my brother. I still miss him to this day.
Oh no.
Pretty fucking dark.
Yeah.
That's super dark.
Wow.
That's too dark.
Well,
I'm the one time when I was little, my best friend tried to frog me in my thigh, and he punched my beeper and broke it. That's how old I am, and I made him pay for it. So that's
okay.
That's
Very good.
Oh, so you weren't always this person who did bad transactions with Xboxes and technology. You used to like get your money back.
I'm not going to chase down two guys. Never mind. Okay.
All right. Question 3. You're coming around a corner and looking extremely cool in a full lean. The driver of the car behind you can't decide if they want to be you, kill you, or fuck your brains out. A deer jumps out in the middle of the road and you're heading right for it. Which of the brakes on the bike do you grab first? Is it A, the front brake, B, the rear brake, C, both brakes, or D, none of the brakes?
Jamal. D, none of the brakes. You always speed up when you're about to hit a wild animal.
Ooh, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. This one goes to Brian.
Well, the last one was just D, none of the brakes, or was there more to it?
No, that's all. It's A, B, C, D.
Okay. I know that it's not the front handbrake that'll make you flip over.
Yep.
And hit the deer.
The back, you might do a skid. I feel like it's both, but I feel like it starts with the back one first. So I'm gonna say your back brake, your foot brake.
That is correct.
Hell
Damn
yeah!
it.
Well done. All right, Brian. So you've retained a lot of the knowledge. You should be out there in your shorts and your flip flops.
I would also say maybe try to swerve first if you can.
That's a good edit on that. That is correct. So the sound effect for this one was this YouTube kind of Instagram personality, Larry the Enticer, who's this Canadian oaf, who his whole shtick is like doing stunts. But he'll say, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna send it," and then we'll do like jumping a like snow ski over people lying down or whatever.
I'm sorry,
All right.
missing these.
I know,
but I think this is funnier to have you describe them. It actually worked out really well.
Yeah, it's kind of funnier to describe them. Okay,
what's the top comment on that one?
Oh yeah, let's see. Let me look.
Top comments.
We should do top comments. All right. Top comment is, "This is how legends are made."
Okay, that's not funny.
A little bit less exciting. Yeah. Okay. Next question. You're at the International Motorcycle Show and a booth babe is explaining the features of a Suzuki GSX 1000 plus sport touring motorcycle available in the following 2 colors: midnight blue and a color called Your Cool Black Friend Black. She asks what you're doing later. She is mixed, by the way, so her describing that color to you is not something you find racist, simply a little odd. You say, A, I don't know, what are you doing? B, I'm playing Elden Ring. Fuck off, bitch. C, I'm doing you. D, I'm doing myself. A playa's got a nut.
Brian.
Jamal.
Brian. Oh, sorry, Brian had it.
I think the answer is B, because booth babes, they're like Hooters girls. They don't really like you. They're just paid to make you feel good.
Hell yeah, Brian, it's Elden Ring, baby.
God damn it.
Now, this one was a little bit influenced by the fact that I'm playing Elden Ring right now. It's great. Not
Good
top
things.
shit. Wow, Brian,
And that you have a cool black friend?
yeah, and then you have a cool black friend. But he wouldn't mind if the color was named after him. All right, so Brian, I think my advice of going dumb on these E40 style is doing right for you. And let's look at the sound effect for this one was going to be the Japanese Tokasu show Kamen Rider, which just started playing like on a window here. I can't remove.
I don't know what any of those words mean other than Japanese.
So Kamen Rider was this show, sort of like Power Rangers, where the conceit is a person transforms into this hero, but they have a regular job. But Kamen Rider rides a motorcycle.
Okay.
The top comment here, I believe, is in Portuguese. It says, Seguro os virar arrebentando o canal de Toei de views agora. Manda mais que ta pouco Taizona sua linda.
Sounds like they were talking shit about Toei Animation.
Yeah, they're not happy about it. Okay, the next question. It's 10 years later, and you're married to this booth babe. As she was extremely turned
Fucking
on.
nice.
Yeah, baby. She respected. She was extremely turned on by however you answered the last question, playing Elden Ring. Of course. She's now VP of naming motorcycle colors for Suzuki, her latest being Ambitions as a Rida White, while you're still doing the show. In this future, you guys have added a Patreon tier and a Chefs I Have prepared for you t-shirt line.
I want to make that shirt.
I would buy it. Now, and this is just enough to eke out a living, although everyone bartends or works a side job for a little extra scratch. You've actually stopped riding while your wife rides every day. Tom Colicchio is now third Mike.
Oh, nice.
Your friend who crushed his ankle never forgave you regardless of your choice a few questions ago. One day, Padma sends you an email asking if you have any room in the schedule to be for her to be a guest now that the sun is setting on her career.
Wow.
Do you schedule her? Is it A, yes, B, no? Is it C, let Tom decide? Or is it D, let God decide?
Can I ask a quick question?
Yes.
Where am I in this scenario if Tom is third Mike?
You're there.
Am I dead?
No, I think you've been.
Oh my
I
God.
guess
Is he first mic now?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Brian. You've been promoted to second mic in this.
Oh
I didn't
my
really.
God.
Okay.
So I'm not
so
on the podcast
then
anymore.
Reeves is dead?
Yeah, one of you is dead, but Brian, you're alive. I would say it's
Okay.
Jamal and Reeves unclear. You remain.
Okay.
In a world where Brian is second mic, I've died a long time ago. Jamal, I'll answer.
Okay.
Let Tom decide.
Let Tom decide. I'm sorry, that's incorrect.
Okay, Brian, for the steal, let God decide.
Let God decide is correct. You got it. Yo, as I'm sure friend of the show, Mark Wahlberg says, you got to stay prayed up.
Go with God.
Go with God. Brian,
Most decisions, I throw my hands up and I let God decide.
Yeah. Well, and I just want to do a quick check-in on the score. Jamal, you've got 1 point. Brian, you've got 4 points.
Ooh.
Fucking crushing this. And the video for this was Tom Colicchio doing a very half-hearted boom roasted thing where he roasts. Tom Colicchio roasts everything except the made in roasting pan. So this is some fucking SpawnCon. The only comment is someone who did 5 crying while laughing emojis, either mockingly or sincerely. They thought he was funny.
That's the only comment?
That's the only comment.
How many views does this video have?
Not many. I want to say like low hundreds. I'm looking again. No. It has 3,400 views, 34 likes, 1 comment. This person just crying while laughing.
You know what I don't like? That they got rid of the dislikes. That I can't see who disliked the video.
Yeah,
you can't see how many. Yeah.
Thumbs down some shit. Okay, We've got 2 more questions left. And so, Jamal, you've pretty much lost, but I want you guys to keep playing.
Let's make these last 2 questions for double points. Let's
all
do
right.
it.
Yeah, double or nothing.
I'm willing to risk it all.
Wow. All right, Brian. Okay.
That's how confident I am.
Second to last question, the penultimate. We're jumping forward in time. You live in California now, sharing a dingy 1-bedroom apartment with Tom as depicted in the Top Chef movie.
Oh, God.
That's nice.
Oh, God.
Theater 2024 summer.
Yep. Sadly, this is your reality now. Reeves won't return your calls, and your Bravo login has long since lapsed.
Oh, I've died. I clearly have died in this future.
You decide to get back on the motorcycle one afternoon long after your wife has left you. The starter clicks and the bike erupts to life. Where are you riding today? Is it A, California's famous rock store? Is it B, the Rocks store? That's right. Dwayne Johnson has a store in this future.
Nice.
Is it C, Into a Rock? Goodbye, cruel world. Or is it D, a store that sells rocks, which, by the way, I forgot to mention you're really into rocks now.
Jamal,
go ahead.
if you smell the rock store.
That's correct. We love Dwayne.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. All right, Brian.
All right. Now it's 4-3 now.
Yes. So, and the stinger for that was the terrible rock rap song, it's about drive, it's about power.
The Zoa energy drink one.
Yeah.
Yes. So the
That is underdosed and won't give you power for hours.
so
I like he posted an Instagram story the other day of like just the can of his like energy drink, and it was like, "This is my coffee." Parentheses, don't drink coffee anymore. Don't fucking brag about stopping coffee if you drink energy
right.
drinks.
If you're just drinking
Yeah,
chemicals,
let's just say something right now. If you want to substitute either coffee or an energy drink, just drink coffee.
yeah,
Just
it's
drink
much
coffee.
It's much
Yeah.
better for you.
Literally, it's actually much better for
They
you.
take a picture of a fucking cigarette. And this is my coffee. I don't drink coffee anymore. Here's my cigarette.
It should just be yeah.
Yeah.
So
Just
the
picture me punching my own dick. This is my coffee. I don't do coffee anymore. Now
I don't need coffee anymore.
yeah driving.
It's about drive. It's about power. It's about punching my dick every hour.
Well, and the top comment was just repeating the rap lyrics, but with emojis. So
Nice.
it's about drive, the
Car.
exhaling one.
Mhm.
It's about power, flame. We
Mhm.
stay hungry, smiling
Food?
devil.
Cheeseburger? Okay.
No, we devour
Cheeseburger.
like devil kabuki mask. We put in the work, flexing,
Mhm.
put in the hours.
Clock.
Yeah, clock.
Mhm.
Got
and
one.
take what is ours, frozen face emoji.
Okay. I don't get that one, but all right.
All right, this is the final one. This
Here we
could
go.
really either this is going to give Brian the extreme commanding lead, or this is going to push Jamal over the edge.
Here we go.
All right, so again, we're jumping forward in time here. Unknown amount has passed. You look back on a life lived. Notice I didn't say life lived. As you huddle in a crudely made shelter, avoiding various Skynet robots that have blackened the sky and eliminated large swaths of humanity.
Yeah.
You look across the former highway and see the faint edge of a gas tank that looks like, what is that, your old bike? As you hold on to your ragged clothing to your body, you, A, think of the good times riding. B, think of the good times pooping freely, not just in an anxious rush to not get murked by a robot. C, think of the good times riding your wife. D, think of your wife riding her semi-racistly named motorcycles now that you really think about it.
Jamal.
Jamal, what do you say?
The last one. Jamal, the last one.
That is correct. She was a little racist. I'm sorry.
Oh, I got
Yeah.
cocky.
Yeah.
Okay, but it was very close. Jamal ended with 5, Brian 4, and then the YouTube for that was the Terminator theme.
Love that.
Nice.
Top comment being, comments are turned off on this.
Yeah, because people are
Of
saying too
course
many
they-
mean things about that.
I
song.
think, I'm looking at this. It wasn't an official one from whatever movie company, Universal Pictures. It was from this person, Brad Fiedel. So I'm assuming he turned off comments to avoid getting copyright struck.
Probably.
Smart.
Smart,
Okay,
Brad.
yes. Well,
All
thank
right.
you guys for playing the motorcycle quiz. Stay riding. Keep the shiny side down, as they say. I appreciate it. And you've got a little glimpse in the future. Some good, some bad. Come say, come sa.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty stoked because I think now this means I'm just as good as a motorcycle rider as Brian.
maybe better.
Maybe better. Because I still think I won because I accurately said you don't slow down when you're about to hit an animal, you speed up. That's true. You speed up. You don't slow down. You got to speed up. Burst that bubble.
You burst in something.
It should be a big splat.
Gross. Disgusting.
All right, speaking of disgusting, let's do Chefs I Prepared for You. This is a segment we do every week where we talk about what we had for last night for dinner, and only last night, and we present it as if we presented to the judges on Top Chef. I'll go first. Chefs I Prepared for You. Rotisserie spice chicken thighs, pan-seared, with a pan roast of green beans and shiitake mushrooms, and a baked sweet potato.
Whoa.
Yeah, I had a big dinner last night.
That's a big meal.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
What was the first thing you said? I was trying to remember what I had.
I had pan-seared rotisserie spice chicken thighs.
Okay. So more than one.
Oh yeah, I had 2.
Okay.
I think 2 thighs is the right amount.
Yeah, 1 is too small. It's not enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, Jamal, did you knife and fork those bad boys, or be honest, did you eat them with your hands?
Well, here's what I did. I forgot to say this. I'm dipping into my pan sauce game. So
Whoa.
I went and got myself a white Chardonnay and some chicken broth. Sorry. And after I was done cooking them in the pan, put those things out, diced up some shallots and some garlic, put it in with the white. Turn the heat off. Put it in the white wine. Reduce that down. Then put it in the broth. Reduce that down on high heat. Ooh, finish it
Wow.
off with some butter, swirl it around a little bit, and then drained it to get all the chunks
The
out,
bits.
and then poured that right over my chicken.
Holy shit.
Ooh, my
Jamal's
goodness.
coming out swinging this week.
Damn, that sounds good.
Well, Dale
Haymaker.
crushed me, so I got to step my game up.
Haymakers.
That sounds great.
Oh, it was fantastic. I mean, I licked the plate.
I would.
Well, yeah. All right, I'll go next. Chefs, last night I prepared for you spaghetti.
Biscotti?
Yep, spaghetti. Got
Piss-
got
piss?
a little
Piss?
got a little spaghetti noodles going. Salt
Okay.
the water up, make them in there.
Uh-huh.
Sauce is from a jar, but it's an expensive jar, $8.
Whoa.
Wow. Almost 10.
Well, because the cheap ones taste like shit, and
Yeah,
they,
the cheap ones are real bad.
they're really really.
What's
shitty.
the highest you'd go for a sauce of if you want to buy it from the store from the jar? What's the highest you'll pay for that, Brian?
I've paid. Well, does it count if I go to like a place that just kind of like it's like an Italian place that sells like pre-made
I think
sauces?
that
Specialized
counts.
counts for sure.
Okay, $11 then.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say 12 is my ceiling.
Yeah.
I asked that because I go to a special place usually to get olive oil. I drive to the Italian store and pay $25 for authentic imported olive oil.
Which Italian store is that?
In Washington Boulevard in Arlington, Virginia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think this last time I was on the show, I was talking about making a sauce when I was home by myself one night. So my wife was out of town. I just got extremely fucked up making this San Marzano sauce.
I think
Which-
you told me about this.
You get the whole peeled tomatoes. Those are not cheap either. It's like a
Mhm.
Yeah.
$6 can at some point, but it's
Yep.
so fucking good if you have time. But if you
It-
don't have time, getting a good jarred sauce is
Yeah.
perfect.
Makes a huge difference. Also on my side, I made some butternut squash, frozen butternut squash that I heated up and I kind of mixed that in with my pasta, with my spaghetti.
Nice.
And then we had a nice glass of red wine.
Woo.
And I haven't
Love
had
that.
wine in a long time. It made me
Okay.
very sleepy.
That sounds good. That's my next challenge for pan sauce, red wine steak sauce.
Ooh.
Hey Jamal, I love cooking with wine, and by that I mean drinking 3/4 of the bottle while I'm cooking.
You don't have to say that because your shirt says that already.
Yeah, and your hat.
Yeah,
and,
you're
my,
just,
and my forehead tattoo.
Yeah.
Of course.
yeah, you're just telling us what we already know about you.
Yeah, we know all of this.
Yeah, that's why when you said, "Hey guys, what time are we recording? Can we do 5:45? Because 5:30 is wine o'clock."
Yeah.
Listen, I mean, I'm kind of like the mom who gets the clock with no hands at the
Mhm.
beach house. You know, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Did you make a joke being like, I'm winding down?
Yes, I do say that.
My favorite personality trait.
Yeah, I've got kind of a bad wine thing going, but
Mhm.
I mean, I'm functional enough, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's all we can hope for. All right, hit us with it.
Okay, last night, chefs, I have prepared for you crispy chicken with za'atar olive rice. So, normally in my house, my wife is the chef, which is lovely. I'm the dishwasher. But she's not been feeling well this week. Not COVID after many repeated tests, even though she's not feeling amazing. However, she was okay last night, but I was like, let me give you a little break. So I went on Bon Appetit. I was looking for something with chicken. I found this. It's basically like a fried rice almost, but like a Greek style. So you got olives, I just made rice in our rice cooker, got some nice feta in there, kind of
Ooh.
melting within. Came out great. Little paprika. I think the only thing it was really missing was some kind of acid, either like a, pickled onion or a jalapeno or something like that.
Love a pickled onion in like a Greek dish.
Yeah, but I was really happy with it. I mean, I'm kind of a fraught chef in that I try to do my mise and have all my stuff ready, and then it's like I'm following the recipe, and I swear I read through all the way through, but there's always one or two things that I forget or I'm stressed out by. And last night it was the dill, but I also hate dill. So my wife was like, "Oh, you skipped the dill, didn't you?" And I was like, "Yeah, dude, it sucks. I hate that. I hate the taste."
Had you purchased it?
No. And in fact, I will be honest, Brian, I did look at the grocery store when I went. Now, did I look hard? No, I did not. I walked into the produce area and I kind of scanned around
Yeah.
and I looked at the kind of prepackaged herbs did not see, there was nothing. All the herbs were cleaned out. So I was like, I don't need to look any further. Fuck this dill. This dish is going to be great otherwise. But
You gave the same look that they looked for the football players that went out boating and were disaster. You went out to the coast, put your hand above your eyebrows, and said, "Yeah, don't see them."
oh, well. Oh, and it also had, so you could use your choice of green to kind of wilt down. So we've been growing some lettuce. I put some Swiss chard in there. You can also eat the stems, which I did not know. So had a nice vegetable base. And I know you guys don't usually include this part, but made a great BM. I mean,
Maybe we should start.
A hearty shit. I mean,
about
Jamal's dish sounded like a big poop. I mean,
in the morning.
yeah, right. Not immediately.
As soon as I had coffee, it was like, and we're ready to exit.
Right.
What kind of olives in that Greek fried rice?
So I got kind of a mix jar. So I think there was some Kalamata. It originally called for Castavillano something. Harris Teeter did not have that. So I just got kind of a mixed one. And then you're supposed to kind of mash them up by hand. And then you put them in there and let them blister a little bit. So it was good. I used to be an olive hater, I will say. And that's another thing my wife turned me on to. And now I love them.
I'm big on olives. That's one of my favorite things to get at the farmer's market. If you go to like the pickle booth, the olive section there. Also those like sun-dried tomatoes, the pickled artichokes, the pickled like mushrooms. It's all great.
Yeah,
you pickle anything and it's good. I have nipples, Greg. Can you pickle me?
Possibly.
Yeah.
They're big pickles. So that's good. We all, who do we think won?
It's close between you two.
I'm gonna give it to the second.
Oh, I was gonna say Jamal just for the amount of food.
The sauce too.
Yeah, it was a lot.
The sauce is unreal.
It was a lot of food. It was the only meal I had yesterday, so that's why it was a big meal.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I was fasting. Sometimes you're out here in this desert, you gotta fast.
Yep.
Can't eat cactus all day long, even though cactus makes perfect. We'll be right back after this.
No.
Pod Chef.
And we're back. Pod Chef Season 6, Episode 13. Top Chef Season 19, Episode 13. Cactus makes perfect. We're in the Sonora Desert, y'all. We're in Tucson, Arizona, y'all.
I'm gonna be in Tucson in a few days, but not. Sorry, Arizona, but not Tucson.
Yeah, you're going to that big ditch, right?
Yeah, the famous big ditch.
Yeah, huge big ditch.
Yeah, the one everybody talks about all the time.
In Arizona.
They're shoveling a lot of garbage in there.
Yeah,
a lot of tourist garbage.
Yeah. But if there's ever a tornado goes by, you're safe in there.
Anyone been to do any drugs in the desert?
Thanks for the setup. Yeah, the first thing that I thought when they were like, "Oh, the Sonoran Desert," 2 drugs that I have done come from there. One being mescaline, which comes from a cactus, topical.
I'm sorry, isn't that a lettuce?
Mescaline? Oh, mesclun. Yes, lettuce. Mescaline, INE, cactus. It's ground up cactus that you like drink and you trip balls.
You mess up your vowels, you'll be fucked up, Brian.
Yeah. Yeah. Then next thing you know, a shaman guy is giving you a bad tasting drink, and 8 hours later, you've done a 10-mile hike for some reason, and thought about the sad things in your life, but also the beautiful things. The other thing in the Sonoran Desert are toads, and if you shine a flashlight in their eyes, they'll freeze, and you can squeeze them and jizz out some venom that if you then let dry and smoke, you will feel like you've died for a little bit.
Okay. Now
this is not, I'm not saying your listeners should go out and do this, but it is pretty good.
This is not legal advice. We are not your lawyers.
Yeah, definitely not legal advice.
What the fuck? What were you just on the consuming end, or were you involved in the entire process? You go out and find a toad and light it and squeeze it and then dry the juice?
I was not involved I did not procure for you any of these substances, but when you do them in the right setting, the story of how they came to be is kind of part of it to get you to respect the amount of effort that is put into it. And there's a little bit of showmanship, I would say, on the part of the facilitators to let you know mostly how much of a pain in the ass it was for them.
Did you like, is this like like a Groupon getaway that you paid for? That like they took you, it was like an old like person in the desert took you out and gave you drugs in the desert, or you just have friends that do this?
This was with a kind of practitioner because in DC, now I will say, just a legal tip, that many of these plant medicines were legalized in the 2020 election. One of the few good things to
Thanks,
come from
Obama.
that, I might add.
Yeah, blaming the right person.
Thanks, Chillery. But yeah, so this is kind of in a controlled environment where there's
Okay.
a meditation and other white people spiritualism.
Okay,
aspects.
so okay, all right.
Yeah.
Now I see.
You understand now, Brian?
Now I get it. Yeah, yeah.
Your listeners can hear me.
It's gentrification of
Mhm,
drugs.
mhm.
Yeah, somewhat. But it's a nice experience. Both of them are things I would not want to do alone, having done them.
No,
Well,
I'd freak out.
This alone, I mean, this part sounds too scary for me, just being alone with white people in the desert, so I won't go. That's enough of a high for me, if you know what I'm saying. I'll stay in the hotel room. You guys have fun. But okay, wow. So I have a question though about the blinding of the frogs. Can they see afterwards?
Yes, it's
Okay.
kind of like it's like deer in the headlights. It's not
Okay.
permanent
Okay,
blindness.
so it's not like what happens to like white families when they go watch crabs and they like put a flashlight in a crab's eyes at night and they blind them permanently.
What family? Now I come from a white family. I've never once gone at night and put a flashlight in the crab's eyes, and I come from where crabs are.
Well, when I've gone to the Outer Banks, that's what I see at night when people are watching the crabs. They shove a flashlight point blank range into a crab's eyes, and I'm like, yeah, that's nice. That's like putting the sun next to your eyes.
Damn.
Anyways, so we're here to talk about Top Chef.
Top Chef talk starts at 47 minutes.
Top Chef.
Jesus Christ.
We open on Damar for the first time all season, and I have a feeling he's going home. But we're
So
in the
they
desert.
did everyone else. They gave everyone else the same treatment, but I
Yeah.
also felt that Damar's was like
Yeah.
extra sad because he's like, a lot of people are depending on me. I give him a lot for this. We
Yeah.
know that he has a mom who's like in a wheelchair, who's being taken care of by his aunt, I
Mhm.
think.
A lot going for him.
Yeah.
Dude, I felt like all the way this episode was edited, so I don't have a lot of context because, I kind of jumped in very late here. I was just like, this show hates Damar's ass. Like, the way this entire episode was edited was just a huge fuck you to him, I felt like.
He was getting respect in the early episodes, but yeah, it's kind of gone downhill, and so has his performance. Even though today he didn't do so bad, he just messed up one thing that they
That's all it
pointed
takes.
out.
That's all it takes
Yeah, that's
at
all
this
it takes now, yeah. But we have a quick fire, which means Tom Colicchio isn't anywhere to be found. He said, "You're doing quick fires again? I'm out of here."
He's out there shining flashlights in frogs'
Yep.
eyes.
So just to speed through this, it feels like this quick fire was made for Evelyn and to win, but she doesn't. Sarah does. But the chefs were at Tucson, Arizona, for the final rounds of the competition after meeting at El Chara Cafe, the oldest family-run Mexican restaurant in the United States. The contestants were asked to create a dish featuring carne seca, which was
Which is meat in a
sun-dried
cage,
meat.
which is meat
Yeah.
hung above a building in
Yeah.
a cage.
It's so that the coyotes can't get it. That's the
Ah.
real reason.
Now, I want to throw in a joke here, but I have to give credit where it's due. My wife was watching with me just before this episode, and
So
the
supportive.
restaurant was called El Charo. She said, more like El Chardo. Huh?
Wow, she is your wife.
I've successfully
Yeah,
infected her
You've
mind.
converted it. So Sarah wins the quick fire, and then Maria, Brian's former teammate from Portland, shows up out of nowhere. We have another contestant from Top Chef who's here. They start talking about some of the facts about the Sonoran Desert, and Buddha makes a face like, "Can we get to the cooking, please?" And Brian can see the picture right here of his face.
Mhm.
So their elimination. Let's talk about the elimination challenge. The chefs had to make one.
Wait, did we even say who won?
I said Sarah won. She
Oh,
won
okay.
with a carne
Man,
seca
she's-
gravy.
Can I just add, she's really fucking annoying.
I
some-
love Sarah.
Are you kidding me?
I was just saying last episode, 2 episodes ago, that because she was in Last Chance Kitchen and wasn't on the show the entire season,
right.
and she came back and I was like, she's been missed. She's great. I love her.
Oh,
I
man.
like her too. I think she's the only character left on the show. The only thing that spice anything up.
Yeah.
I think everyone else is pretty boring.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Everyone else was pretty sanitized of the remaining three. I
mean-
just felt like someone told her she was really funny at some point, and they lied.
May have been her sister if we saw their interaction 2 episodes ago.
Well, there was also like me and my husband in Michigan, and he shoots a deer, and like I used all the parts. Like, shut up.
Even the dick.
Yeah, and the butthole.
My favorite parts. Prior to cooking, the chefs met top chef Portland contestant Maria Mazon at the Mission Garden to gather ingredients. And as the winner of the quickfire, Sarah received an extra 30 minutes of cooking time. And you know what they had to do? They'd make, was it one savory and one sweet dish?
I don't know if they said that or if it said
Yeah, I don't
two
think
dishes.
they
I don't
said
remember. I think everyone did a savory and a sweet. I don't know if it was like actually said that. But
No, they
I could
did.
be wrong.
It says
they did? Okay.
the chefs had to make one savory dish and one sweet dish, highlighting the cactus and the only American native pepper, the chiltepin.
I thought you write this. You just copy and paste this?
Copy and paste, brother.
Okay. He's gonna eat the little Tibetan and Damar coughs.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, no, it's fine. I'm okay with this.
Yeah, she was like, "Sorry, you little bitch."
You know, he's like, no, it's good. I love this.
And then he started talking pepper. He was like, I'm used to peppers have a back of the throat feel. This is a
Yeah.
front of the mouth feel.
This hurts.
Hits you right away.
You mentioned that, like, you know, this whole episode and a lot of the episodes, because they are in Evelyn's like hometown. Well, now they've gone to Arizona, but it's the same like home area.
Mm-hmm.
Is she knows everything and no one is? She's like, oh yeah, I know this. Oh yeah, I know this.
She's
Yeah, my
got a
mom does
huge
this.
advantage
Yeah.
in this.
Yeah.
She
whole
really
thing.
does.
Huge
But
advantage.
she tried to make it seem that she doesn't, because she was like, they don't know what they're doing, so they can just try new things. Where I only know the traditional ways of doing things.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, we all know that usually a tradition, if you can master it, is going to be better than anything, anyways.
Yeah.
So yeah, they got to cook with cactus and the American pepper. Who here is eating cactus?
Me.
Okay,
Put
so
a little taco, a little vegetarian taco option.
I guess I'm the black cactus out in the desert by himself.
More like
Everyone
a black.
else?
I would say Blactus if we could just.
Let's put
You wanna
that's
take
the
that
episode
again?
title. That is the episode title.
Email me that or I'll
Blactus.
forget.
Blactus. So Damar's been practicing. He's prepared for this challenge. He's spent the months away getting
2
real
weeks. 2 weeks is all they got.
It feels like a month in these quarantine times. Am I right, people? Let's listen to what Damar did to practice.
Zeus and Chef Maria, they were so excited about the ingredients, it's kind of infectious. So I really just kind of want to not only showcase the ingredients, but be respectful of them. I've studied cactus and kind of learned how to clean it. By learn, I mean I YouTubed it.
How do you feel?
Yeah, we all learn that way. I YouTube something if I don't know how to do it. And
Also,
it's-
I would say I don't think he learned it that well because he was complaining. He was like, "Man, this shit is hard."
he was like, this looked easier on the YouTube video.
Yeah.
And guess what, Damar? It is easier on the YouTube video.
Yeah, they know what they're doing.
They know what
Everything
they're
I do
doing.
is a lot easier.
Yeah, podcasting's easier on YouTube video. It's not easy, all right? It actually is a lot of work.
Yeah, I worked very hard to do this podcast.
Yeah,
I don't watch wrestling while I do it at all.
yeah. And if Charlie's sound effects worked, it would have been a lot more work.
Yeah. And thankfully
Right?
they didn't.
I do want to say, hold on a second. I did ask Jamal repeatedly off pod if they would come through if I made a soundboard or something, and I was repeatedly assured yes,
And
they
that
would.
is my fault because I didn't take into account that you were wearing headphones, so only be going through.
If
your
he had more headphones, that would have echoed whenever we talked to
I
him.
know. I spaced out. I should have taken
Please-
them on and made them clips that I could play for
Yes.
him.
Please
That's what I
direct
should've done.
all questions involving editing or sounds to the editor of the podcast.
Yeah, and I'll give you his email after this.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of them.
Let's just go right to Tom. Small talk clip of the week, shall we?
All right, chefs, everything looks great.
Thanks, chefs.
Looking forward to a fantastic meal. Thanks.
Thank you.
30 minutes.
That's it.
He was barely there.
He was barely in this episode, barely had anything to say.
What's he say at the end?
He said, all right, great. Take care.
Doesn't he do some really bad pun in this episode too? Like some joke as he's walking away?
He does say this at the end of dinner. Give me a second. It's very, very interesting.
I feel like a prickly pear.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah, that's
Yeah, he
it.
did say that
That's
at the end
it.
of dinner.
I feel like
okay.
a prickly pear.
Yeah, and we got it.
What does that mean?
And he says he feels like isn't a cactus a prickly pear?
Yeah, but shouldn't he go to the doctor? If he's having like pins and needle feelings after dinner,
You're right. He should
go to the doctor.
He
I
should.
feel like a prickly pear, and the left side of my body is slumping.
His left arm wasn't doing anything.
I'm not able to speak any longer.
Sarah and Buddha, let's just talk about their dishes. They crushed it. The judges.
Sarah's looked really good. I mean, I'm not going to backtrack on my previous comment because I stand by it. But her food did look good. I do want to say.
You can hate the chef, but like the food.
Yeah,
You can separate the food. You can separate the food from the chef.
Yep.
Yeah, hate the plan, not the game.
Yeah.
I thought all this food looked really good.
Yeah.
I especially am very interested in Evelyn's like fried stuffed nopales. Like I'm a big fan of like the stuffed pepper.
Yeah, that looked good.
That looked really good. Fucking Buddha is a beast. He's really crushing it. And in the preview they show up like next week, his food looks insane.
Yeah, he's
You mean like edible leaves that are like fall colors? It looks fucking nuts.
He leaves all of his personality on his dishes.
I think he's the winner. I'm like it's I think at this point it's Evelyn or him.
Yeah, I mean, I think this was a preview of the finals was him versus Evelyn basically. I mean,
Yeah.
Sarah's earned the right to be there.
I think so too.
But I'd be surprised if he fucks up next week and doesn't get it.
It all looked so good. Evelyn also made like a lot of their foods like like sweet dishes with cactus, which I haven't tried, but it all looked really good.
He made a cake. Damar made that cake and it nailed again. And like,
Well, I think as soon as they put the cake down in front of Tom, he said like he was like Damar killed it with this cake. Like
Yeah.
he said like by looks alone, he was like really into it.
yeah, immediately he was like, Damar nailed it.
Yeah, that's what he said. Damar nailed it.
So, and
Which
he
is
also,
not this show. There's another show called that.
Yeah.
Don't confuse the shows.
Yes. And
This
there's
is Top
already
Chef.
a podcast for that.
Yeah, it's called Paled It. And it's the official Nailed It podcast.
So do you see how segues are kind of hard? Do you see how like coming up on it on the fly is kind of difficult? It's not that easiest thing to do. So they go and to the judges' table after Damar gets points taken off because his broken beans he turned into a hurry curry. Tom says Sarah made a 3-star Michelin dish, but Evelyn takes it home with the W. And because Damar is the only one who had a glaring error with his dish, we must say goodbye to the
Like I
last
said, I really think that they telegraphed so early that they were like, fuck you, Damar. The
Yeah.
way this whole episode was edited.
Go ahead. I said that they were going back to their roots, so I knew a black person wasn't going to win.
I thought they were going to pull a quick one and have them all go. Just because I expect that now with every show to be like, nope, no one's going home for the final. We're going to do everybody.
They're going back to their roots, and the roots are 2 to 3 people in the finals, and then a guy wins. All right, so let's listen to Damar be eliminated.
Damar, please pack your knives and go.
Thank you.
I'm so sorry, Damar.
Can we sandwich?
It sucks to be eliminated so close to finale. I mean, winning was a serious possibility,
We're not gonna let go.
but there were some errors made that cost me. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Man. I've had many hardships and challenges in my life that have forced me to grow.
You're incredible.
And now Top Chef's another one of those things. Before this, I spent a lot of time doubting myself, and I think my confidence has grown tremendously.
All right, so Damar's gone. All the black people are gone. Thanks, Top Chef. Let's look at the standings as they are right now. So Reeves is still winning, but now only by 2.5 points, 82.5 to 80. And then I have no chance of winning, but Sarah still might pull something out. I don't know. It's funny that, your last person, Evelyn, has 31.5 points, and Reeves' last person has 30 points. So that's interesting. So we'll see if next week, does Nick Wallace look like a bitch, or Michelin State wins the finals for the Fantasy Top Chef League.
Could I win and still lose? Like,
I don't think so.
Could Evelyn win and I still lose?
I don't think so, because she would win 5 points.
Okay.
So I think if she wins, that means she also won, the elimination challenge.
Question is,
So-
do we know if next week's the last episode?
It is. It's got to be. It's week 14.
They
That's
split it. They do 2-part finales sometimes.
Okay, well, if next week's not the last episode, then it's part 1. Then, man, we're just packing on the points here.
Yeah, we'll see.
But, all right, Charlie, thank you so much for being on. Do you have anything you want to plug?
Sure. If you want to check out my art stuff, it's on Instagram at CA Visconage. It's probably the best place to find me. And thank you guys for having me.
Thank you for being on. And I'm just going to say right now, you're hired. You're second, Mike. You're hired. You're hired. Search is over. Everyone else, you can cancel all your coming on the podcast. We got second Mike now. It's
You're
all
sure you're
figured out.
not? We're not going to have some sort of very specific personal falling out in between this week and next?
Seems so unlikely that would happen.
I mean,
Right.
we do have a motorcycle trip to the desert to lick frogs.
Squeeze a
but
frog.
I can't believe that would turn bad. So,
Yeah, no, there's no way it can go wrong.
Yeah. So
No,
I'm-
friends that squeeze toads together host podcasts
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, so Toads Before Bros. I'm pretty sure we're going to be doing this podcast for a long time.
Well, it's a good thing because I spent $10,000 on recording equipment.
Oh, good.
Oof. Yep. Well, yeah, that's great.
Yeah, you should.
That will.
Okay.
And here's the thing: even if you
Not
even
returnable.
even if you get to keep this job, it doesn't pay well. So I don't think you get a return on that investment.
Oh, okay.
Well, on that note, until next week, we'll just pack our knives and go.
Bye-bye.
Oh, this is fun. This is great, guys. You guys got something here. This is fun.